The night explodes. Right from the start, ladies. And gentlemen, if you thought SmackDown would ease us into the night, you were completely wrong. The show opened with pure chaos. As soon as the cameras went live, the arena erupted when Roman Reigns' music hit. The Tribal Chief returned to SmackDown after weeks of silence, and the entire WWE universe was on its feet. But just as Roman began to speak, Cody Rhodes interrupted him. The crowd went wild seeing these two face-to-face, both claiming that SmackDown belongs to them. The tension was so thick you could feel it through the screen, and before either man could finish their words, Solo Sikoa attacked Cody from behind. This wasn't just an opening segment, it was a statement. SmackDown had officially become unpredictable from the very first minute. And, trust me, it only got crazier as the night went on. Let's not waste any time. Let's dive straight into the action-packed recap of WWE SmackDown. Fatal 4-way tag team match, the Usos, Sami Zayn, and Kevin Owens versus the Street Profits, Braun Strowman and Ricochet. This match was a wild one, a real showcase of power moves and high-flying action. The Usos brought their usual intensity, Sami and KO. They played their perfect heels, and the faces really rallied well. In the end, though, it was the Street Profits who took the win. They pinned Sami Zayn after a superkick and a frog splash. A great start to the show, but the real excitement began right after. A six-pack challenge for a future World Heavyweight title match. 6 men, 1 goal, all vying for a future shot at the World Heavyweight Championship. LA Knight started strong, but it was Shinsuke Nakamura who really stood out. His explosiveness and technical skills, they just elevate any match he's in. Solo Sikoa tried to interfere at one point, but the Usos made sure he didn't get a piece of the action. In the end, after some dirty tactics by LA Knight, he pinned Sheamus to claim the #1 contendership. Definitely a surprising turn of events. The Women's World Champion, Io Sky, defends her title against Charlotte Flair. These two powerhouses put on an amazing show. It was technical wrestling at its finest, showcasing the true meaning of hard work and resilience. Both women refused to give up. Even with a hurting knee, Charlotte almost had it in the bag with the figure 8, but IYO countered it into a small package and somehow managed to pin Charlotte. Talk about a gutsy performance. Undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Take on the New Day. This match was personal. Kevin Owens had a score to settle with Kofi Kingston after what happened in the opening tag team match. The action was fast and furious. At one point, Sami Zayn accidentally superkicked Kevin Owens, but they managed to pull it together and retain their titles after a rather messy finish. Backstage, Paul Heyman addressed the WWE Universe. He bragged about Roman Reigns' accomplishments, including his historic 1,000-plus days as the WWE Universal Champion. But he also made a huge announcement. The Bloodline will be coming to SmackDown every week moving forward. Well, this certainly adds a new dynamic to the show. I can't wait to see how it all plays out. Plus, don't forget, next week's SmackDown will be a contract signing ceremony as we build towards the Money in the Bank premium live event. Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns will finally sign their contracts. The stage is set for what promises to be an explosive showdown. Another highlight was the return of Beta Bing Beta. Boom. After a hiatus, the hilarious duo is back and they're on the hunt for the WWE Undisputed Tag Team Championship. Their comedic antics are always a welcome addition to the show. And, finally, we have more matches to look forward to. Next week on SmackDown, Rey Mysterio and Santos Escobar will go one-on-one in a highly anticipated matchup. Plus, LA Knight will defend his hard-earned World Heavyweight Championship opportunity against the formidable Shinsuke Nakamura. That's a wrap for tonight, but remember, the action doesn't stop here. You can catch all the clips and full matches on the official WWE channels. And don't forget to follow for more updates. SmackDown is officially unpredictable. Who do you think will cash in the contract? And how will the addition of the Bloodline every week impact the show going forward? Drop your thoughts below. See you next time. The Bloodline Civil War heats up. Last week on SmackDown, Jey Uso made a shocking decision. After Jimmy Uso asked for a one-on-one match with Jey to settle their differences, Jey not only refused, he challenged his own brother to a Hell in a Cell match at the upcoming Premium Live event. And things got worse when Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa attacked Jimmy and set his leg in a cast. But this week, Jimmy came out with a surprise. He revealed that he had a doctor's note excusing him from the Hell in a Cell match due to his injured leg. That meant that Roman and Solo's attack was all for nothing. Just then, Jey appeared, furious that Jimmy was trying to weasel out of the match. Jey took the cast off Jimmy's leg, put him in a cross-colored sleeper, and sent him crashing to the mat. But as he went for the cover, Jimmy grabbed the bottom rope, forcing Jey to break the pin attempt. Later in the show, Jey found Jimmy hiding in a supply closet and gave him another beating. Jey was so enraged that he grabbed another cast and cracked Jimmy over the head with it. But Jimmy fought back, sending Jey through the announcer's table. Will either brother come out on top, or will the Bloodline just continue to destroy each other? You'll have to find out at the event. Gunther looks intimidating in first Intercontinental title defense. The ring general is taking on a new challenger for his Intercontinental Championship. Last week, the self-proclaimed general manager of SmackDown, Adam Pearce, named Sheamus Gunther's first challenger, which means we won and have to wait long to see if anyone can dethrone the Austrian powerhouse. What do you think? Can someone finally take down Gunther, or will he continue his dominant run on SmackDown? Let us know in the comments below. LA Knight takes out the trash. In a backstage segment, LA Knight ran into the recently returned Emma and her goons, Tegan Nox and Dakota Kai. After Knight made quick work of Kai in their tag team match earlier in the evening, Emma warned him not to get in her face, but Knight wasn't intimidated and reminded her that she hadn't won a match since returning to WWE. The bickering continued until Knight pushed Emma, which caused her to spill her drink all over herself. Knight then grabbed her mic and said, "I don't care about your feelings." This must have irritated Emma because she threw her headset to the ground and walked away. 6-woman tag team match. Also on the card for the Premium Live event is a 6-woman tag team match. WWE Women's Champion Charlotte Flair, along with SmackDown Women's Champion Rhea Ripley and Lacey Evans, will team up to take on Shotzi, Natalya, and Aaliyah. Who will come out on top in this matchup? And then there was one. On last week's episode of SmackDown, the fallout from Night of Champions was felt strongly. The Usos weren't the only ones to suffer a loss, as both the Viking Raiders and the Street Profits lost their respective matches. To make matters worse, the New Day showed up to rub it in the faces of the fallen teams, gloating about being the only ones standing tall after Night of Champions. The Street Profits were so upset that they attacked Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. Even though they didn't make it to the end of the show without getting jumped by the Bloodline, it still counts as a win. Emotional reunion. During the main event, LA Knight came to the ring with a trash can to confront Logan Paul after their match. Knight took the trash can lid off and revealed a photo of himself with Bray Wyatt and the late Brody Lee. Knight explained that Wyatt took the photo on his final day in WWE before he passed away. Knight called Paul a self-absorbed narcissist and reminded the audience that he was the one who took out the trash. Suddenly, the lights went out, and when they came back on, Knight was gone. Rising stars and rivalries. SmackDown wasn't just about championships. It was about rivalries exploding and new stars shining. One of the highlights was the match between Io Sky and Bianca Belair. The women's division is hotter than ever, and this bout proved it. Both women delivered a clinic of athleticism, from Io's springboard dropkicks to Bianca's incredible strength. The finish came when Damage Catrell tried to interfere, but Charlotte Flair rushed down to even the odds. Bianca picked up the win, but the bigger story was the chaos between all these superstars. It's clear the women's division is heading toward an all-out war. Elsewhere, we saw the continuation of a fiery feud between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn against Imperium. Ludwig Kaiser went one-on-one with Sami, and though Kaiser controlled most of the match with his technical style, Sami's heart never faded. After a blue thunderbomb, Sami got the win, but Gunther stared down both Owens and Zayn at ringside. The Intercontinental Champion made it clear he's still the final boss of SmackDown. Earlier in the night, the Usos had a message for their Bloodline brothers. Before a scheduled tag team match against the Brawling Brutes, Jimmy and Jay said they were sick of being disrespected by their own family and made it clear they were coming for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships. Their match against Butch and Ridge Holland was intense, but it ended quickly when Solo Sikoa interfered, costing the Usos the match. After the bell, the Usos took out their frustrations on Solo, sending a message that the Bloodline Civil War may be reaching a boiling point. Backstage, Paul Heyman was fuming over the Usos' actions. As the self-proclaimed advocate of the Bloodline, Heyman was disgusted by the Usos' insubordination and warned them not to make a move on Roman Reigns while he was distracted by Sami Zayn. However, the Usos weren't backing down, making it clear that they wanted what was rightfully theirs, the tag team titles. Heyman was left seething, knowing that the Bloodline may soon be tearing itself apart. LA Knight made quick work of a local competitor in a squash match. Knight was dominant from the start, hitting his signature ropes hanging DDT for the easy win. After the match, Knight cut a promo about how great he is and how everyone should acknowledge him. He boasted about his recent successes, including costing Sheamus his Intercontinental Championship match last week. Knight was interrupted by the returning Rey Mysterio. The two have history together, and Mysterio was looking for payback after Knight's interference in his son's life. The two squared off, and it was clear that Knight was in trouble. But just when it looked like Mysterio was about to get the upper hand, Knight hit him with a low blow and then a brutal clothesline. Knight continued to dominate, taunting Mysterio and the crowd. He eventually hit a second ropes hanging DDT and picked up the win. After the match, Knight continued to attack Mysterio, but the former world champion was able to fight back and send Knight running. Earlier in the night, Mysterio had confronted Knight backstage, warning him to stay away from his family. Knight had responded by goading Mysterio into a fight. The two have been feuding for weeks now, and things are heating up. Also, on SmackDown, Zelina Vega defeated her former friend and tag team partner, Carmella. The match was personal, with both women showing animosity towards each other. In the end, Vega picked up the win after hitting Carmella with a super kick. After the match, the two continued to brawl. Plus, we saw the return of the legendary Ricky Steamboat. The Dragon was shown watching the SmackDown 15th anniversary celebration on a TV backstage, reminiscing about his time in WWE. Steamboat was a fan favorite during his original run in the 80s and 90s, and it's great to see him back. Now catch WWE action on Peacock, including every episode of WWE NXT. Stream live events, exclusive matches, and more. Don't miss NXT Heatwave this Wednesday, August at 8 p.m. Eastern. All the hottest rising stars will collide in a sizzling matchup. Plus, Carmelo Hayes defends the NXT Championship against Baron Corbin in a rematch from NXT TakeOver. And Gigi Dolan and Jacy Jayne take on Lyra Valkyria and Tiffany Stratton in a huge tag team showdown. And don't forget the fallout from NXT's most shocking moments as a mystery figure continues to haunt the brand. All this and more on NXT this Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern on Peacock. The Bloodline is officially on the rocks. We saw it coming, but man, what a way to put it all together. First, Solo takes out his frustrations on Jimmy after their six-man tag team match. Now, that could have been the end of it, but then Jimmy goes to talk to Roman in the ring and we get this epic stare down. What does Jimmy see in Roman that makes him second-guess everything? It looks like he respects Roman, but at the same time, he can't accept how far he's gone. And when Solo shows up to back up his cousin, it just makes things worse. All this tension is going to blow up in our faces, but who will come out on top? And more importantly, who will stay loyal to whom? We can't wait to find out. Plus, AJ Styles is back in the hunt for gold. That's right. The champ is here, and he's calling out Logan Paul. Their paths have finally collided, and the crowd was going wild. With chants of AJ, AJ, echoing through the arena, Styles made it clear he wants a shot at the title. But will Logan Paul accept the challenge? The stage is set for an epic showdown between two wrestling titans, but who will come out on top? Don't miss a single second of this thrilling matchup. Next, we got a backstage segment that has us all shook. Bray Wyatt is back. Well, not technically back, but we saw him in a cryptic message on the Titantron. All the lights flickered and went out for a split second, leaving only the eerie glow of the broken chains sign. Then, just as quickly as it started, it was over. But the impact was real. Fans were on the edge of their seats wondering if The Fiend was about to make his shocking return. Instead, we got a quick glimpse of Bray Wyatt followed by another ominous message. He might not be back in the flesh, but he's definitely messing with our minds. What is Bray up to this time, and how will he shake things up in WWE? We're on the edge of our seats waiting to find out. Let's not forget another shocking moment from tonight's SmackDown. LA Knight took on Santos Escobar in a matchup that had the crowd on the edge of their seats. In a surprising turn of events, Knight picked up the win. But that wasn't the end of the story. After the match, Austin Theory and his cronies, aka the I Quit Party, attacked both Knight and Escobar, leaving them battered and bruised. Talk about a beatdown. But hold on, because it gets even crazier. Just when it seemed like the coast was clear, out comes none other than John Cena. Yep, you heard right. The 16-time world champion made a surprise appearance and chased Theory and his goons away. Talk about a hero's welcome. The crowd went wild as Cena stood tall in the ring, ready to take on any of the I Quit Party members. For those who don't know, Cena and Austin have some history together, so it's no surprise that Cena is coming to even the odds. The question is, will this be a one-off team-up, or is there more to come? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, the I Quit Party just got crashed. And speaking of parties, the Hit Row crew, Ashante, Top Dollar, B-Fab, and Isaiah Scott made a triumphant return to SmackDown. After a hiatus due to injuries, they're back in action and ready to bring the heat. But they're not the only ones causing chaos. The Brawling Brutes, Sheamus, Butch, and Ridge Holland are on a mission to wreak havoc, and they wasted no time in starting a brawl with the Hit Row members. Talk about a wild welcome back. These two groups have been feuding for a while now, and it looks like things are about to heat up even more. Who will come out on top in this showdown? We can't wait to find out. Stay tuned for more updates on these epic matchups and all the latest news in the world of professional wrestling. You don't want to miss a single second of the action, so hit the subscribe button and never miss an update. What's up, guys? I'm here with some breaking news from WWE. We just got done with WWE's Backlash Premium Live event, which emanated from the TD Garden in Boston, Massachusetts. And boy, what an event it was. The crowd was hot from the start, and we had some incredible matches all throughout the night. But now it's time to turn our attention to next week's episode of SmackDown, where the fallout from Backlash will surely be felt. Before I tell you what happened at Backlash, let me give you a reminder. If you want to stay up to date on all things WWE, don't forget to follow us so you never miss any updates. And now, let's talk about what went down at Backlash. The main event of the evening was Roman Reigns teaming up with Solo Sikoa to face Cody Rhodes and LA Knight in a blockbuster tag team match. The energy in the arena was electric. 4 of SmackDown's biggest stars colliding in one match. Cody and Knight worked together with perfect chemistry, while Roman used his power and experience to dominate. Every moment felt like a pay-per-view showdown. The near falls were endless, keeping the crowd on the edge of their seats. But it was LA Knight who almost stole the show. He and Cody hit a flurry of big moves on Roman and Solo, bringing the crowd to their feet. Just when it seemed like Cody and Knight were about to score the victory, a huge twist occurred. LA Knight hit his signature BFT on Solo, but Roman broke up the pin at the very last second. The drama wasn't over yet. Cody then nailed the crossroads on Roman, and the entire crowd thought it was over. But in true Roman Reigns fashion, he survived, regrouped, and with one devastating spear, he secured the win for his team. After the match, Roman stood tall with Solo beside him as the two winners of the main event. But the show did not end there. Cody and LA Knight were not done. They stared down Roman and Solo from the ramp, making it clear that the fight is far from finished. This was a great way to end the show, setting up future conflicts for next week's episode of SmackDown. The question now is, how will Cody and Knight respond to this loss? Will they continue to team up, or will they go their separate ways? And what does this loss mean for Roman and Solo moving forward? Will their dominance continue, or will they face challenges from other contenders? One thing is for sure, next week's SmackDown is must-see TV. In addition to the main event, we saw several other exciting matches at Backlash. But we'll talk about those in another video. Right now, I want to hear your thoughts on the main event and the outcome. Were you happy with the result, or did you have someone else winning in your mind? Let me know in the comments below. Also, if you want to see more videos like this one, don't forget to follow us so you never miss any updates. We'll see you next time. The night explodes. Welcome to the Monday Night SmackDown, the fallout from Payback where the Bloodline took a massive hit, but Roman Reigns is here to remind everyone who's in charge. As soon as the show opened, we were reminded of who's the boss. The lights went down and the familiar gong resonated through the arena. There he was, the tribal chief, soaking in the booze and the "you can't wrestle" chants. To his credit, Roman wore a sharp suit, a crisp white shirt, and his entrance was all kinds of regal. He looked like a CEO about to address his shareholders. It was only when he got into the ring that things got real. That championship belt was a statement. But before Roman could say a word, out came Cody Rhodes. No music, no pyro, just Cody strutting to the ring like he owned it. The two stared each other down. The tension was thicker than the smoke rising from the Titantron. You could feel the animosity between them from miles away. And let's be real, this isn't just a personal thing. This is a battle for the soul of SmackDown itself. Who's gonna be the top dog? Well, Roman decided to play it cool, or maybe he was just being cautious. He knew he had the numbers advantage with Solo Sikoa at his side, so instead of brawling right away, Roman played mind games. He acknowledged Cody but made it clear this was still his territory. But Cody wasn't having it. He and Roman circled each other like boxers sizing each other up. And then it happened. Out of nowhere, Solo Sikoa, perhaps overconfident after his win at Payback, leveled Cody with a Samoan spike. Talk about a cheap shot. The Bloodline, notorious for their dirty tactics, once again proved they'll do whatever it takes to win. As the trio stood tall in the ring, it was clear who was in control. They sent a message to the entire WWE universe. The tribal chief, his reign ain't over yet. The night didn't just start, it exploded. And if you thought that was intense, wait till you hear what happened next. Speaking of explosive, The Miz is on a rampage. Ever since he returned from injury, he's been a one-man wrecking crew. Last week, he made an example out of Shinsuke Nakamura. And tonight, he set his sights on another SmackDown veteran, Rey Mysterio. From the moment the bell rang, The Miz was in attack mode. He used every dirty trick in the book, raking his eyes, knees, even the ropes. Poor Rey, he tried his best, hitting back with signature moves like the 619. But The Miz, with his sheer power, always seemed to counter at the last second. The highlight was Rey's son, Dominic, trying to make a save, but The Miz just tossed him aside like a pesky house guest. In the end, it was all too much for the legendary luchador. The Miz pinned him after hitting his signature skull-crushing finale. The match wasn't just a display of strength, it was a changing of the guard, a new era of cunning and ruthlessness personified by The Miz. Then there was Sheamus, looking to bounce back after his loss at Payback. His opponent, the debuting Drew Gulak, gave him a run for his money. These two brawled like enemies settling an old score. It was hard-hitting, fast-paced action. Sheamus with his signature knee and elbows and Gulak holding his own with some impressive submissions. but in the end, experience won out. Sheamus, drawing from his years of battles, managed to pin Gulak after a brutal battering ram. It was a statement, a reminder that although SmackDown is changing, some legends remain. As for Santos Escobar, he and his Legado del Fantasma had a rude awakening. They picked the wrong locker room to mess with. They attacked the New Day, specifically their leader, Xavier Woods. But what they didn't count on was a surprise return. Kofi Kingston, yes, the man they had just attacked months ago, came back to help his brother in arms. Together, the New Day cleaned house. Santos and his crew were left licking their wounds, wondering why they picked a fight with the wrong family. But the main event, oh man, the main event, it was Edge versus the newly turned bad guy, Damian Priest. This match was personal. Edge, the ultimate opportunist, had betrayed Priest's former group, the Judgment Day, weeks ago. And now the two are on a collision course. It was Edge all the way. The rated R superstar used every dirty trick in the book, exploiting Priest's anger and inexperience. At one point, he even brought a steel chair into the ring, but he didn't need it. In the end, Edge won clean, pinning a distraught Priest after a vicious execution. After the match, he stood tall, staring at the retreating figure of Priest, knowing he had just made a powerful enemy. SmackDown may be changing, but one thing's for sure. Edge is always a step ahead, and that's all the time we have for tonight. Until next time, stay safe, stay stylish, and most importantly, stay subscribed because you never know when your favorite superstar might just make a shocking return. As the night wore on, the action didn't let up. In fact, it got even hotter. First up, two heavy hitters from the women's division went toe-to-toe in the ring. Becky Lynch and Trish Stratus locked up right away, and it was an instant classic. They traded signature moves, but it was Becky who came out on top after a brutal battle. After the match, though, trouble brewed. Lita made her way to the ring, seemingly to congratulate Becky. But in a shocking turn of events, she super-kicked Becky, aligning herself with Trish. The crowd gasped as Trish and Lita stood tall, leaving Becky lying in the ring. The energy only grew stronger when the Street Profits defended their WWE Tag Team Championships against Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. From the bell, the action was non-stop. Waller used his arrogant style to mock the crowd, while Theory tried to steal quick pins. But Montez Ford stole the spotlight with a jaw-dropping frog splash that had fans screaming, "This is awesome!" The champions retained their titles, but Theory and Waller didn't go down quietly. After the match, they attacked the Profits from behind, signaling this rivalry is far from over. The second championship match brought even more drama. Logan Paul strutted to the ring with his U.S. Championship slung over his shoulder, mocking the fans before issuing an open challenge. When LA Knight's music hit, the place nearly blew off the roof. The two squared off, and it was an instant classic. Knight's brawling style versus Logan's flashy athleticism. Knight hit the BFT, and the fans counted along. 1, 2. But Logan's entourage pulled him out of the ring. The referee was distracted. Logan grabbed a pair of brass knuckles, and with one cheap shot, he stole the win. Fans booed furiously, chanting, "You can't wrestle." Logan escaped with his title, but Knight grabbed a mic post-match and promised, "Logan, your days as champ are numbered. Yeah." But the surprises weren't over yet. In another shocking turn of events, the returning Jeff Hardy made his presence felt, confronting both Knight and Logan, hinting at a future showdown for the U.S. title. As the segment ended, it was clear the night had taken several twists, setting the stage for what promises to be an explosive, premium live event. Now, let's talk about those tag team battles, because they were off the charts. The Street Profits put their WWE Tag Team Championships on the line against Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. This match was a non-stop thrill ride from the opening bell. Theory and Waller, the self-proclaimed "A Town Down Under," brought their arrogant swagger to the ring. Waller, with his trash-talking and unorthodox moves, kept the crowd on their toes. Meanwhile, Theory, always looking for that quick pin, put the Profits in a tough spot. But Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins, the Street Profits, showed why they are the champs. Ford, with his high-flying acrobatics, including that unforgettable frog splash, had the crowd roaring. Despite the best efforts of Theory and Waller, the Profits retained their titles. But this rivalry is far from over. After the match, Theory and Waller attack the Profits from behind, sending a clear message. They may have lost the match, but the war is just beginning. Next, we witnessed a showdown between Becky Lynch and Trish Stratus. It was a battle of two eras, two styles, and two icons. Trish, accompanied by Lita, brought her old-school charm and technical prowess to the ring. Becky, the man, came in with her signature blend of power and trash talk. The match was a back-and-forth affair, a clash of styles that had the audience on the edge of their seats. In the end, it was Becky who emerged victorious. But the story took a shocking turn when Lita, who had been seemingly supportive of Becky, turned on her after the match, delivering a super kick to the man. It was a surprising twist that left the fans stunned. Stay tuned for more updates.